Seen it in the US. To be fair, Army Shoe feeds an army. Yeah. Oh.
Hello.
I thought there was no. We were talking about. It was Codius Chaos's birthday yesterday.
Who?
And Codius Chaos, the person talking in the chat.
Oh, right. Yes. Sorry. Hi. You. Sorry. I need to reacclimate myself. Thank you. Thank you for welcoming me back. In the second part of the stream, I'm here. I'm alive. I'm a person. Hey, it's his Codius' birthday.
Yesterday it was.
Yesterday. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and we were talking about they had Korean hot pot and Korean barbecue and also some Pokeballs.
Oh,
Pokeballs.
Pokeballs.
Yes, and I was like, there's no market for a Korean restaurant down by me. I've never had Korean barbecue. And I'm like, why don't I actually fucking Google it just to be sure before I make blanket fucking suggestions?
Yeah,
or generalizations.
I bet there is.
There is. It's called Insul.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and they've got kimchi. They've got kaktogi or kaktugi. I want to try that.
You've like immediately made plans to go there, then I'm assuming.
Yeah, but given my money situation, that's gonna be a birthday thing. I'm gonna take my family
nice.
there, so they can pay for it.
Yeah, just send the link to your mum. Go, hey, we've got my birthday sorted. Book it now.
Well, we for the last like 3 or 4 family events, we've gone to the same Chinese restaurant.
Okay.
Which is unusual because normally we'll go to one once and then we might not do it again for a year. But the lunch menu at this Chinese restaurant is incredible. It's limited.
Yeah.
But the fact that you can go in and pay like 13 quid and get like sweet and sour either chicken or pork or beef. I don't know about beef, but at least chicken, pork or shrimp.
Yeah.
Hong Kong style.
Nice.
And a side of rice for 12 quid.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
I mean, you can't beat a good Chinese. I mean, we're spoiled for Chinese in Liverpool because we got the one of the oldest Chinatowns in Britain, in Europe actually.
Yeah.
I think it is the oldest Chinatown in Europe. Yeah. So Cody says, to be fair, I'm in the hellscape rootin' tootin' south, and we even have Korean and the other good variety in the cities. Nice. Yeah, we've got a very old Chinatown, and it's got some extremely nice restaurants, as you can imagine.
See, it's a bit weird for me because I used to. I don't like using the phrase Chinatown because it has certain connotations sometimes, depending on who you're talking to.
I'm not aware of them myself, but
it's also probably me being hyper anxiety.
Oh, okay.
About wordage.
Right.
That's 95% of the reason.
Okay.
But the street up from me used to have a very strong Asian presence.
Yes.
Because one of the best restaurants in the UK is a street away from me. One of the best Chinese restaurants in the UK is a street away from me. And I will go in and I will order either house special fried rice or and lately it's been the house special curry.
Okay.
So I might switch it up next time and get sweet and sour.
Nice.
So house special for this is, I should imagine it's the same as any other place where it's a bit of chicken, a bit of shrimp, bit of pork,
so it's basically
bit of beef.
all the meats.
Yeah. But they do, but they don't top theirs with a sauce like a lot of places do. That's a great location to be. Always having good food. I know, but I can't afford to spend £15 every other day.
Yeah.
I don't have that kind of money.
Hey, now my missus has moved out. I can now. Yay! I'm putting all that money into the house. So fun times.
Silly question. You own your house?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, technically the bank owns it, but I have a mortgage that I am paying off and will be paying off for probably the rest of my life.
Do you sell it? You're paying that house for the rest of your life?
Probably. Unfortunately, I have an economics degree. Well, I've got a business degree that mine is in economics. And unfortunately, I understand exactly what's going to happen in the near to far future, in the near to medium term future. And for homeowners, it's going to be a bumpy ride.
If you think having a mortgage is going to be a bumpy ride, trust me, rent is more.
Yeah.
Because I rent and...
Yeah. Private rent is definitely not fun. You should go...
Well, it wouldn't matter. My rent is about the same if I was to rent from... So I live in a building of purpose-built flats.
Okay.
And renting through the building, or the company that runs the building, not owns the building, runs the building.
Okay.
I don't know if they
a management company.
Oh yeah, it was easier, like another 150 quid than if I went via a private landlord.
Yeah.
And rent directly from them rather than the agency.
Yeah. Well, I'm talking
because they want to add their agency fees.
Yeah. Have you not considered social rent?
My waiting list is about 11 years.
Okay.
Social house.
I'm assuming you put your Property Pool Plus application in.
I haven't, because there was a point in my life when I moved out of the property that I lived in before I moved into this one.
Yeah.
I was not a very well man.
Okay.
Like, not at all.
Yeah.
And there was a point where I know, like, just as a warning, this is a bit of a dark topic, but
okay.
It's
trigger warning.
It's kind of a bit vital to explain this.
Okay.
I was so unwell.
Yeah.
That I couldn't see a light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
And thought about, sort of going out my own way, if we're going to use innuendo.
Yeah. I mean...
Except I was too ill to do it.
Do you know what? We've given the trigger warning. Let's just say what we mean. It's not a nice topic, but it's one that we shouldn't pussyfoot around.
Yeah. Okay, so long story short was I was so unwell that I considered taking my own life.
Yeah.
But I was too physically unwell to do so.
Right.
That's how sick I was.
Yeah. See,
I just got into this place. And...
I've been in dark places, but I've never once considered suicide, and I don't know why. I have drank myself into oblivion at one point. I literally can't remember a single thing about my first year of university, like secondary school, basically, at all, because I think I just destroyed that part of my brain.
Yeah.
So yeah. I remember some things, like the names of teachers and stuff, but I can't remember a single second of any class in, like, sixth form or secondary school. Which is kind of fucked up, but... yeah. I don't know. I think this is aimed at you, Cornish, if you want to read that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand friend my wife has some deep clinical depression and anxiety. She's been in a dark place with seemingly no light. Sorry if you've gone through that, but glad you're still here. Yeah, I am too. I'm glad I'm still here, not glad that I still have to pay Bill, but
well, yeah, true. But yeah, we are absolutely all glad that you are still here, and I don't know why I never thought about it, because I just didn't. It never seemed like something I want. It never occurred to me that was something. That was a way out.
Yeah, it's a weird thing, because it's like a defense mechanism. The 3 pounds of jelly that has electricity running through it, that is your brain.
Yeah.
which is the whole reason for having depression. Explains why idiots don't have it. Is like it's also a defense mechanism.
Yeah.
Like it's actually quite hard to go through the act of taking your own life because, like, every single neuron in your brain starts firing, going, "Don't do this."
Yeah.
It's why it's going to sound silly, like unless you do something incredibly drastic.
Yeah.
Like people who do end up, I don't want to use the word commit.
Yeah.
Because that's not the right word. Because that's got criminality base behind it.
Yeah, I mean, in this country, it is a criminal act. Weirdly enough.
No, not anymore.
Oh, not anymore. Okay, fair enough.
No. But the use of the word commit is still in common usage.
Yeah.
So people who go through the action of suicide. I'm only saying this because I went through a module of this back in my Citizens Advice training.
Yeah.
Or my volunteer training. Like, obviously, any opinions that I have on my own, they're not representative of Citizens Advice, you know.
Yeah, of course.
As it stands at the moment, I am a private individual discussing things that are deeply that have affect me and will affect other people.
Yes.
I'm not giving advice on these things because that's not what I've been trained to do during my time there.
Yeah.
But I'm just making you aware that I have to add this disclaimer in because reasons.
Yeah.
Because I'm whether or not I'm actually physically at the site, I still now represent the entity.
I guess, yeah.
So yeah, just want to put that out there.
Yeah.
So I'm also doing hand gestures like you can all see them when you can't because the camera's here.
Oh dear.
But yeah, like it's well, as I said, this you went through this, and it's like in order to like it's one of those weird things that like unless you're in the know about mental health concerns,
yeah,
you wouldn't know about this particular weird word usage.
Yeah, it's not something I've ever like massively looked into. Like I'm much more of a sort of I look at politics more than mental health a lot of the times. It's
yeah,
a blind spot for me. I would categorize it as.
Well, like the thing is that like regardless of whether or not I am a volunteer or not,
I've spotted it.
I keep an eye.
I've spotted where that extra flap goes.
Oh, good.
It's his groin flap. I'm gonna go grab it. It's in there.
Wait, hang on. It's got a nodule on the front of that flap, right?
Yeah.
Does that mean that open? Does that open up? That would open up then if it was, not a plastic mini. That's for docking usage.
Yeah.
The tower dirty bastards.
Dirty bastards.
I'm also pointing at the screen that's got your webcam on as if everyone else can see it and they can't.
Oh man. Dirty old Tao.
Ingenious design.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Opening spaceport. Then the other kind of space docking.
Fucking remind me of that.
Oh, space docking is a strange act.
Do not Google that. Do not.
I think you should.
Save your mind. Shut up. Save your mind, Bleach.
Do it. You need to know this vital information.
Trust me. Don't, because you're at work. Definitely do not Google that at work.
If you Google it on a work Wi-Fi, you will be unemployed.
Oh, the shotgun's got folding stuff. Huh, okay. Well, this is going to make doing this next bit a bit difficult.
Indeed.
Oh, fuck it. Do it green. I'm doing the rest of it.
God damn it. Look at that, the amount of paint that I can't use because it dries on the brush quicker than I can use it. Bloody hell.
I have an outbreak coming up in 45 seconds.
My advert break is also starting in, well, it's 46 seconds now, so I think we've synced up pretty well this time round.
Hey.
Way nice.
So what I will do.
This no fear to style beat is really cool. You have Twitch Turbo, an ad's worst nightmare. Hey, do you know what? You're a streamer's wet dream as well, because no matter where you go, you're just distributing wealth. Absolutely glorious. We love Turbo users here. It's
Billionaires hate him. Billionaires can hate you too with this one simple trick.
Happy to distribute your wealth across the globe, exactly. I don't think it's quite as I don't think you get quite as much as you do with a sub, but you get exactly the same amount as if you had watched the advert. So
no, my ad is now live, so I will stop. Oh.
Yeah, I just work through my ads.
The fact that there's no way to get rid of them completely, and even if you turn them off in your settings, they still run, but you just don't make the pennies that they pay you for it. I basically just stop and wait for them to finish and then carry on, unless it's something that I can't pause. Plus, also gives me a good opportunity to sort of stretch my back out.
I used to do that, but like, I don't know. Feels like I'm giving the viewer an excuse not to sub. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, I get that, but like at the same time, I don't want, I absolutely don't want to like, force people to sub. Obviously, it's up to that. It's up to you, dear viewer, whether you have the dosh or not. But yeah.
Whereas, Hamster, do you know Hamster of Wrath?
I do know Hamster of Wrath. Lovely bloke.
Yeah, he puts up like a clip preview thing.
Yeah.
Of previous stuff while the outbreak's happening.
He didn't used to put his camera on. I saw him put his camera on, and he does not look like he should. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't look like he sounds. You know when you've watched someone for so long, and you're like, you've got an idea of what he looks like in his head, in your head, and you're like, and then you see him, and you're like, what the fuck? I did the same thing with a YouTuber who's from the other side of Liverpool, I believe, called Sean. Do you know Sean? Are you aware of him? All right, he's a left-wing sort of social commentator on YouTube. He does lots of very measured videos talking about stuff, stuff like Palestine and trans issues, that sort of thing. Basically debunking all of these right-wing talking points. Very nice. He's got a very nice, soothing voice as well, and yeah, he's a lovely bloke. Seeing your online friend's face for the first time is always so interesting. It is. I don't think I've ever seen your face, Cornish.
I think you have, because I used to run a webcam on streams.
Oh man, I can't remember. It's been so long.
But because yeah, well, so I used to run a webcam on gaming streams.
Yeah.
Predominantly. Cannot imagine how absolutely bold I am. You'd be surprised. Yeah, I used to run a webcam on streams, but this is back when I did like 3 streams a week.
Yeah.
And I only do the 2, and I just like for 2 streams, yeah, I'll post it up and I'll put it back where it goes, sort out the green screen.
Yeah.
Yada yada yada.
But when it's just the one gaming stream, it's just you can't be arsed with it.
Yeah, and like I'll be sat like in Discord with friends, and I'll be just like, if they just want to sit and chill and chat, then I'll turn my webcam on and just paint, so they can watch me paint while I'm sat talking to them.
Yeah.
Kind of like what we're doing now.
Yeah.
Basically. So I need to turn that off. There we go.
Yeah, if you're ever enjoying the song and you don't know where it's from, it tells you there on my stream what's on. Currently listening to the Tekken 3 soundtrack.
Nice. I've told you how I did mine. I've got like a little text file that edits itself.
Yeah.
And also the image also edits itself as well.
You're watching the songs and noting what you like. Nice. I did download a shitload of soundtracks. I need to sort through them to add the good songs to this playlist. I've got stuff like the Necromunda soundtrack. Not the Necromunda soundtrack. The is it Necromunda? Is it Necromunda? The first person shooter that they added that they released a few years ago that was really janky.
Oh, you mean that it's still really janky and you can't see anything even on high graphics? I tried playing that game recently and it was so incredibly pixelated even on high definition. Really? It was stupid.
I had a really good time with that. I had a really good time with the game.
I couldn't quite get into the gameplay loop.
Oh, fair enough. I sort of treated it a bit. I just went dumb on it. Oh, by the way, this song's interesting. That one there, because that's where my name comes from. GTA 2's soundtrack has a song by a band that was, I think one of the band members was part of the development team. So they added the song on. It's called Taxi Drivers. The band is called Bula Matari.
Oh, so you just sort of
I just put it into one word and started using it as my username. Unfortunately, I found a book that also had the words Bula Matari on it in a second-hand bookshop in Bangor, and I bought it because I had to. It was like 50p. And now I know who Bula Matari is, and I'm very upset. And I'd used it for so long I couldn't change it. So it was an English explorer. It's the guy who is credited as saying Dr. Livingston, I presume. I think his name's Stanley or something Stanley. But he was named by the African people Bula Matari, which I think is something like, it translates to something like breaker of mountains or breaker of rocks or something, because of how cruel he was as a slave master.
Oh.
Yeah, not a good guy. Not a good guy.
There's a whoops from you.
Yeah, so I absolutely what's the name? Denounce the actions of my namesake. I did not know what he did before I chose my name. So there you go. A little bit of trivia for you. Yeah.
I got my name because I wanted something a bit more marketable than what was my online monk here at the time.
What was it?
J-Raptor 118.
Oh, okay. So you had an Xbox Live default generated username?
No. My first ever Xbox account was called Spunk Monkey in 2009 because I left the character creation or the camp creation process up on my Xbox on an Xbox with my friends around while I went to the bathroom.
How long did it take until that got banned?
Never.
Oh really? Fucking hell.
I had to ring up the fucking Microsoft people because I was having issues with my account.
Yeah.
And I had this absolutely I can't remember your name, sir.
Conversation.
No. I can't remember your name, sir, and I'm very sorry, but you were probably the best customer service rep I've ever encountered ever.
Yeah.
Lovely Irish chap.
Yeah.
And I had to explain the process. So I was like, here's the email associated with the account. So what's the name of the account? And I went, I'm gonna preface this by saying that my friends named this account because I went to the bathroom and I came back and found that my name had been chosen.
Oh no.
And he was like, right, okay. And I was like, Spunk Monkey 2009.
Oh, good.
And he went, and you could hear him, like, just try and not... You know that bit where when you hear someone try not to laugh and there's something
Yeah.
like that?
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Lovely.
I then got that renamed to J-Raptor 118, like, years down the line.
Oh, fair enough.
I got messages from people when I was playing Call of Duty, and it's like, oh, it's 2013, and I'm like, how about get fucked?
Yeah.
I made the account in 2009, shut up.
By the way, that was the campus Devon accent I've ever heard in my life. Love that.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm here all week. It wasn't meant to be camp, but apparently it's come out that way.
I thought, yeah.
So I went from Spunk Monkey 2009 because Xbox.
Yeah.
To J-Raptor 118 because at that point I got quite heavily into steampunk.
Oh yeah.
Before I was kind of chased out of that community by, well, not chased, but like made to feel quite unwelcome in that community.
Yeah.
So the full sort of moniker was Jack Raptor.
Okay.
So I thought that was sounding cool, and I was 17.
Hindsight.
Yeah, and I kind of stuck with that for a little bit.
Yeah.
It's why I've named. This is what my Twitch account was called before.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I changed it to TheCornishKnight, and then I realised that, I hit affiliate like way back when. I was like, oh yeah, I could make this a job, and so TheCornishKnight was born.
There you go.
Because I always feel it always feels a little bit weird when you're trying to market something and it's like, oh yeah, my username is a letter or two, then a word, then a couple of numbers. Does it make you feel legitimate? If that makes sense.
I know what you mean.
So I went with TheCornishKnight because at the time I was playing a lot of Crusader of the Kings 2.
Nice.
On stream.
Having unique spelling of Cody has let you kind of pick whatever username you wanted. Nice. Yeah, I am so annoyed at my Xbox. When I got a 360, I tried to take my original Xbox account over to 360 and it wouldn't let me. So I had to create a second account, and I never liked it as much. I had to make it Bulamatari UK rather than just Bulamatari, and because that account has stood the test of time. It's that's my Xbox account now, but I tried years later to rename it back, and it was like, no, that account exists. I was like, yes, I know it exists. It's mine. But there's no way in hell I can log back into that original Xbox account because one, the Xbox died, and two, the password is gone. I can't even begin to imagine what that password was. So yeah, on. Oh, for fuck's sake! Sorry, I keep dunching the microphone there. I don't even know if it makes noise or not. But
sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Depends whether or not it's too high for the noise gate.
Yeah. So yeah.
But yeah.
My original account.
Sorry, go on.
Go on. No, yeah, my original account's gone, sadly.
Yeah. But yeah, I ended up actually losing the account called JRaptor118 because the email that was associated with that account was a Hotmail. We all know how fucking atrocious Hotmail is for security.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, couldn't log back into it. Made a new one, and I realised that I'd have to buy so much fucking DLC all over again, and I couldn't just.
Oh.
That sort of killed Xbox gaming for me.
Yeah.
In a big way.
Well, hang on, what we got here? Your friend likes the Titan sports team in the USA. Oh no, his username is Titan US, and it's Titanus. Oh, that's brilliant. That is amazing. I fucking love that.
I had to explain banter to an American recently.
Oh, okay. How did that go?
That was a painful experience.
Oh dear. So
Not because he's
what?
American,
You're just being mean to your friends? That's not nice. It's like, come on, we're taking the piss. It's a rite of passage. Yeah, it's how we say we like each other.
Yeah, you know, like I was like, yeah, well, welcome to British culture, where we just rip the piss out of each other for no apparent reason. It's like, yeah, I know, but it's like constant. And it's like, yes, that's the point.
Yeah. Your friends cannot be allowed a minute peace unless they're going through some shit and you have to let them talk. But other than that, they are not allowed to feel comfortable at all, ever. Okay, I'm being very, very sloppy with some of this paintwork. It's how your household is, but not your wife. You had to learn to adapt. Banter is vital. It is. What do you get with the bants? Americans just don't understand it, man. They just say, "Oh, he's trolling," and you know, some Americans do, some Americans don't. But most Americans, in my experience, just cannot wrap their head around why you would do that to your friends. It's funny, that's why.
I do see videos about it from time to time, and then I realise they're just fucking engagement videos that just serve no purpose other than for engagement.
Yeah.
Fucking TikTok is fucking awful for it. It really is.
There is a whole slew of accounts that don't make content for the right. They make content for the left to get annoyed at.
Yeah,
they like to try and own the libs, and basically they're trying to get. They make money from the libs responding and correcting them.
Yeah,
because you know they're stitching their video and all that sort of thing. So just don't respond to that shit. Just ignore them, or correct them, but don't reference them, or you know, what's the word? Duet. Yeah, don't duet their video or nothing. Just tell them how wrong they are and call them a cunt. That's the important element. You've got to do it. What? What's up? Yeah, that was a big audible sigh.
Just shit to do with my electric company.
You what?
I've been having issues with my energy supplier.
Oh, good.
Yeah, for the better part of 3 years now, and they've just sent me a statement, and I'm like, great, cool, thanks.
Yeah, but my energy company's just been nightmarish since I moved in, and I still haven't switched. They can't connect my smart gas meter, so they just assume it's the highest, that I'm using the most amount of gas imaginable. They just assume it.
Everything in my flat's electric. There's no gas.
Well, I've got a gas. Yeah. I've got a gas hob and a gas boiler, and technically a gas fire in this room, which is definitely a health hazard because it's not been turned on for well over 7 years. It hasn't been serviced or nothing, so it's 100% going to kill me one day. I'm going to get carbon monoxide poisoning. I should really just get a gas engineer out to disconnect the bastard, but you know, that seems like too much effort. If that's the way I'm going to go, that's the way I'm going.
Yeah. Well, the thing is for me is that I put in a complaint 8 weeks ago yesterday.
Okay.
I got an email not yesterday, but last Tuesday. So it's almost been 8 weeks. You know, from this time period, you can put in if the issue hasn't been resolved to a satisfactory manner, you can either raise the complaint with the senior manager, which I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And also, I'm at that point now that because there's been no resolution yet.
Yeah. You can go to the water ombudsman, surely.
Not really.
Oh, to the end of the energy ombudsman.
So the thing is that I've been trying to deal with this issue by going through their customer support line for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
So, but back in March, I put it in through their official complaints.
Yeah.
Because the issue I have is that it started with... I'm getting anxious talking about it. That the issue started with one company.
Yeah.
That company went bust.
Oh, so yeah.
And then the other company just inherited the problem.
So you got 2P'd over to another company who didn't understand the problems. Yeah.
Well, the first company didn't understand the fucking problem either.
There's a question about British homes to break up your anxiety. I know this is only a simple size of 2, but do your homes really not have air conditioning? Okay. Air conditioning is not feasible in British homes for one main reason. It only gets hot enough for us to need air conditioning probably about 2 or 3 days of the year. So if we had air conditioning for the rest of the year, it would be wasted. We wouldn't really have to have it on that often. We have what's known as an equitable climate. It never gets too hot, it never gets too cold. It's like 2 or 3 days of the year where it gets too hot or too cold. And those are the fun days. Those are the days where you get lots of complaining. Because no, we don't have any air conditioning in our homes. It just doesn't, it wouldn't work. Also, the way our houses are built, because our houses are a lot older than American houses, and they're built out of different things. You guys build out plywood, and yeah, but it's mostly wooden and what's it called, plasterboard, whatever it's called, drywall. That's it. Whereas our houses are mostly brick. And brick is a really good insulator, so it keeps our homes fairly warm in the winter and fairly cold during the summer. So it never. So if you're indoors, you can control your house pretty well by just opening and closing windows and curtains. So because our houses are built out of this stuff, that's brick. Sorry, I just knocked on my neighbour's wall there. Yeah, it's good. We don't need it. We both don't need it for 2 reasons. Yeah, understandable. It gets over 30 degrees C here, probably 30 days a year. Yeah, I think I've only seen it go above 30 degrees C 2 days so far in my life. I think
summer 20 is either 2023 or 2022.
It was a few years ago, and it was for a week. It was pretty fucking hot. I think it actually reached about 40 degrees C, didn't it? Or 42? That was the hottest.
It reached about 40 degrees C in mid-London. Maybe a bit more than that. But London's always hotter than the rest of the country anyway, because it's such a big city.
Also keep in mind that Cornish is a good couple of 100 miles further south than I am, so it's a lot warmer where he is than where I am.
I think in my city it hit 32 degrees consistently for about a month.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I think it peaked about 30, 35 here for like a couple of days, and then it was about 28, which is still intolerable for me. Yeah, for down my way, it got very hot. Oof. Very, very hot. Yeah, no, I don't like the sound of that at all.
I don't either. And then at the moment, like, it got to September, and all the fucking people were like, "Oh, it's cold. Where's the fan gone?" And I'm just thinking, you've had your fucking time.
Yeah.
You've had your time with over 30 degrees C weather.
Yeah.
No, it's my time. I need the sub-zero temperatures.
And also, Cody, the one thing I have seen when Americans do come over here in the summer is the heat is different here than it is in a lot of America. Unless you're in like Florida or like Mississippi, where it's like quite wet. Our heat is always very wet, humid, horrible, insufferable heat. So like I was watching a Texan who came over here, To and he was used to heat, obviously, but he said that the heat just feels worse over here because of how damp the air is. Humid in your state too, unfortunately. Not quite as bad as Florida. Yeah. So you understand the sweaty summers that we sometimes get over here. Yours is probably a lot worse, but you have air conditioning, so you know. During that summer, by the way, I went into the office every day of the fucking week because it was an air-conditioned office, and I was just like, oh. And there was one day, I think the day when it got to nearly 40 degrees, I was in the air-conditioned office, and I literally walked out, and it hit me. I nearly fell over, going from like a nice, comfortable 20 degrees to like 38 or something, and I just, oh my god. Grim. Going back to work is worth it for the break.
Even 20 degrees, I feel like I don't mind 20 degrees as long as there's like a gentle breeze.
Yeah, I for me, 20 degrees is my melting point. That's when I stop functioning as a human being.
Yeah, like I can function at 20 degrees. Not very well, but I can function.
Yeah.
But when it starts getting hotter than that is where I really start to struggle.
Yeah. Completely agree. Oh man, this XV88 needs cleaning up.
I'm at a really annoying point.
Okay.
I'm at that point where I need to start doing the metallics.
Oh dear.
I'm not going to do some washes actually, never mind. But I've still got little bits and things that I need to do, but I need to wait for the paint to dry before I can carry on.
Yeah. I'm just going to take this lid off so that I can tidy this up, because this XV88 will not last long if I don't get rid of this dry paint. It's so varied here. Lip cracking dry some weeks, unbearably humid others. Oh man. Yeah, we never get lip cracking dry over here because we are a relatively small island surrounded by ocean.
That, and we have the Gulf Stream.
Well, yeah, the Gulf Stream, the North Atlantic Drift, which ends in the Irish Sea, is very nice. That keeps is specifically my house at a decent temperature in the winter. It is literally pointed at my door. Like literally, the northwest of England is about 2 or 3 degrees warmer than the south of England. And the northeast during the winter, specifically because of the North Atlantic Drift. Yeah, it's extremely nice, and it will eventually cut off. I'm sure everyone knows this fucking fact, don't they? When enough of the ice caps melt in the poles. The North Atlantic Drift is going to get so weak it won't reach us, and that's when the fun zone happens. That's when the fact that we're on the same latitude as St. Petersburg and Moscow, that's when we and we're the same.
And Canada.
Yeah, and Canada. Yeah, exactly. That's when we become Canada 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, it's going to be great fun. I'm going to love to see how people handle that level of snow.
Yeah, it's like, you know, a fucking foot, not a meter or a foot, like an inch of snow, and like this country fucking collapses. Our infrastructure is not built.
Our infrastructure is awful.
Yeah, our infrastructure is not built for snow. So it's a good job we don't where I am, because I'm quite close to the sea. I think I've seen 2 days of snow in the last 5 years, and even then it was like less than a foot. Like it was less than an inch of snow.
I live too close to the sea.
Yeah.
So if it will snow around my city, but it won't snow in my city.
Yeah.
General rule of thumb, it has happened twice. I think it happened not last winter before. And it happened, I think it was 2017, 2018. There was enough snow on I don't know whether or not the snow was coming in like too thick and fast for it to melt quickly, or if it was something else.
Yeah.
But I literally went outside and made like snowmen.
Nice.
I could,
Yeah,
because it was that cold.
When it does snow here, there's so little snow that like the only way you can get snowballs is by going off the top of cars and sheds. Because that's the only snow undisturbed enough to make snowballs with.
Well, I've got a national park to the north of me.
Oh yeah.
Which is just more land.
Yeah. I think I've got national parks to my north and my east. Yeah, they've got the Peak District to the east and the Lake District to the north.
I don't have either of those, but both of them are north to me.
Yeah, it's all up north.
Oh, I would not trust the British public with snowmobiles at all.
Oh, you don't want to see the local cavalry going up and down the road on the snowmobiles.
No, I'm more worried about fucking Uber Eats and Just Eat bicyclists who now have snowmobiles.
Have you seen them going around on those on the electric bikes?
That are illegal, yes.
Yeah, I've seen the Just Eat people going through the park at like 40 miles an hour. I'm just like, what the fuck? That can't be right. Like barely missing the dog. Ridiculous shit. I saw one come off once as well, which was very funny to watch. He was going over the field and it was quite wet, and his back wheel gave out and he just went fucking flying and the food went everywhere and it was fucking magic to watch. One of the funniest things I've seen in a while. That's another thing about British humour, we enjoy watching people falling over. It's very funny.
I believe that's called Schadenfreude.
Yes.
Oh, have I told you about the level of Schadenfreude I had at the beginning of the first lockdown back in 2020?
Oh no, go on.
Oh my god. So, I was actually at a friend's birthday party, in February. And we just went, it was cool, it wasn't far away, so I could, 2020. Oh dear. Yeah, we had been. I'd been at a friend's birthday party.
Yeah.
And we had heard rumblings. Oh, there's a new disease, and it's like, well, when is the fucking news ever not report? Oh, new viral outbreak in Asia.
Yeah.
And nothing's come of it. So I was like, all right, okay. And then it was just like, this is a real thing now. Oh shit!
This
is getting an actual pandemic. Oh, okay, this isn't like media hyperbole. This is an actual pandemic. Okay.
Hyperbole. Oh, come on, pronounce it hyperbole. Surely.
Hyperbole. It's one of those words. Okay.
It's correct both ways. It's correct both ways. But it's one of those words that you get used to hearing in one way, and then someone says it the other, and you're like, what the fuck?
A lot of the words especially as a kid, I learned a lot of words by reading them, so I had sounded them out.
Okay.
And that's why I really struggle with the word millennium.
Okay. What do you used to say it like?
Millennium.
I don't hear the difference.
I couldn't even explain it to you, but I used to get ripped the shit out of when I was a teenager because I always pronounced millennium wrong.
Okay.
So I over-enunciate it now.
You said hyperbole like that growing up, and also because why would it be hyperbole?
Yeah. What was it going? Yeah. So it was like, oh, okay, this isn't like the media being, running around hair on fire sort of thing.
Yeah.
This is an actual thing. And then the first lockdown was announced in Britain. I was like, alright, cool. Nothing changes for me.
Yeah. I'm not going out.
Yeah, it was literally like, well, okay, well, I guess I'll just stay at home then, like I do 98% of the time anyway.
Yeah. I'd just gotten with the other one at this point, and she got furloughed and I didn't, and I was fucking fuming. I worked on complaints at the time, and I was like, come on, complaints, you can furlough me, you don't need complaints. Come on.
Yeah, it was. It was a time, certainly. But what was really quite funny is, like, the lockdown was announced.
Yeah.
And I had the realization that, based on social media and, like, follow your side, no Cornish, but I have to head home. Hope you're all of the season. See you soon. Thank you for the follow, Cody. It's very nice to see you.
Yes.
The first lockdown happened, and I like, you know, when you have those moments where you feel like a switch has gone off in your head. It was like that, and I just went, everybody knows what it's like in my head now. Just the amount of, like, anxiety and doom and, like, general that I feel on a day-to-day basis, everybody was feeling.
Yeah.
With the first lockdown. And I took precautions, you know, I wore masks outside, you know, if I realised I forgot something at the grocery, from the shop, I would wait an extra day to go grab it.
Yeah.
You know. And things like that. I really should have picked up Warhammer back then, but then I wasn't really interested in, like, playing or painting Warhammer at the time, because I was like, well, one, I didn't have anywhere to paint, now I do.
Yes.
Two, I didn't know anyone in my social circles at the time, because at that time I just left a social circle, which was like my main one.
Yeah.
So I didn't actually have a social circle, really.
Okay.
So I was sort of, like, found myself floundering a little bit, and then I realised that some of the people who at the time I used to do LARP with, had made a Discord.
Oh, nice.
Which is for the LARP group. Well, if you scroll through all the posts and see the amount of random pictures I post on it, you would think it was my server, but it's not. And they were just sat talking. I was like, "Oh, hello, you know, hi, you know, it's been a while. How you're doing?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, you know, we're doing alright. Oh, have you seen lockdown?" I was like, "Yeah, lockdown." And I was like, "Yeah, I feel really happy." And they were like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, I don't know. Lockdown got announced, everywhere's shut, and I don't know. I feel great." And they were like, "Oh, okay." And I was like, why do you think that is? I was like, I think because everyone's feeling the same level of anxiety and uncertainty that I do every single day. So, realizing that, you know, the quote-unquote hobbies that people engaged with, on a day-to-day basis, or not necessarily a day-to-day basis, but like on a weekly basis, and I'm like, oh no, you can't go outside and watch football, and you don't know what to do with yourself. What a shame.
Very boring people got outed very quickly. You know, people who have no hobbies and no life out of
TV and reality TV and binge drinking. I'm like,
just go in the pub and like, now they can't go to the pub. They're like, what the fuck am I doing with my life?
Yeah, exactly.
It was a very radicalizing time as well, I think. A lot of people developed very strange views during that time.
Well, that's because, you know, where the fuck did I put my paper? Oh, over there. There was a lot of things that the British public could have done, but they didn't. Which is kind of a shame. Oh, I forgot about that fucking hell. Like, COVID was a really good opportunity for the British public to sort of review their relationship with alcohol, but unfortunately the relationship was generally I'm going to order like as many 24 packs of beer as my furlough paycheck will afford me and just sit at home and drink.
I mean, there's something to be said about it, you know.
Yeah, but I'm just sat there like, so you're just gonna day drink every day that you're on furlough for an undisclosed period at the time for however long we're in lockdown for.
I mean, that was my plan if I got furloughed, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, but they did it for months.
Yeah.
And it's just like, why?
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't have started streaming if lockdown hadn't happened, because I did it for the social aspect. I needed to talk to people, and yeah, that's how I started.
I don't exactly remember how I started. I think it was a charity stream or a charity event that some friends put up.
Okay.
They did like I used to be part of a community. I know it sounds like really bad, like, oh, I used to be part of this group, this used to be part of that group, but it's just, things change, life happens.
Yeah.
Nothing bad happened, it was just a case of, like, one of my main social circles was online.
Thank you very much, Niall, for the bitties. I apologise that Cornish was talking over your message there. Don't worry. When you do bitties on mine, it does text to speech. There you go. But anyway, yeah, carry on. What were you saying? Thank you very much, Niall.
Thank you, Niall, for giving Bula little bits.
Indeed.
Little Twitch dollar dues. And yeah, I joined this. I actually joined this community when I was experimenting with steampunk stuff, because it was sort of like a steampunk sort of industrial kind of vibe.
Yeah.
And I liked it. It was great fun. When I went to London, I would never have gone to London by myself if it hadn't been for those guys. I met some friends. Just a great time.
Yeah.
Mostly a great time. A couple of people needed to fucking wind their neck in, but
Yeah, there's always those people in the groups.
Yeah, but this is also like a social circle for like misfits as well. So when the misfits think that you're a bit weird, you're probably very weird.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Which is fine, But I ended up sort of just not making like a big announcement, just sort of quietly slipped away into the night.
Yeah.
Just because I was sat in our Discord and I realised I had the Discord server muted because somebody was talking bollocks about something I didn't know anything about.
Yeah.
And I realised that I hadn't unmuted it at all in that time. The only time I ever looked in it is when I got a notification number, and I was like, I think I'm just going to call it. And I just left the server, didn't do anything, didn't say anything to anybody, just left, and nobody messaged me.
Well,
apart from like 3 people.
Okay,
but
so 3 people messaged you.
Yeah, but one of them who streams on Twitch sometimes.
Yeah.
Called the Woodland Witch _ do recommend giving her a follow. I know she barely ever streams at the moment, but
yeah,
but she does art streams and
nice.
like. Have you ever heard of parallel work?
Sorry, parallel wank?
Work.
No, I've not heard of parallel work. Parallel wank sounds more interesting, but carry on. What is
Can't do that on Twitch. Parallel work is where parallel work is. So for example, like us sat here.
Yeah.
Us sat here streaming is parallel work.
Okay.
We are both streaming. We are both painting minis, and then people will come into the stream, they chat and interact with us. But what parallel work is the streamer will be working on something.
Okay.
But we might have their mic muted or something like that for like 30 minutes. Then they'll take a 10-minute break, engage with chat, and things like that, and then go back to being muted and carrying on for another 30 minutes.
Right. Okay.
She tends to do those.
Okay.
Or she'll just do an art stream. But yeah, like she's great. Like
nice.
Arguably one of my best friends.
Oh.
She has invited me to her wedding.
Oh.
Which would have been great to have known about back in like February. Instead, I got the invite recently. I'm like, I can't get to Germany in like fucking 12 weeks.
Yeah.
That's not going to be feasible for me. I actually need to
times.
RSVP that. That's a thing.
Yeah. That's a shame.
Because the other thing as well is that at some point,
yeah,
I'm due to have surgery as well, and I can't leave the country for like 6 months after surgery.
Yeah, I mean,
for some weird bullshit rule.
It's a surgery before or after?
Hopefully it will be before, because I've been waiting for this surgery for like 2.5 years at this point.
It's just a waiting list situation. Okay.
Well, not even that. It's more the we want to make sure that the like I would go in and say, can we get rid of this abscess? Because it is an abscess.
Yeah.
I was like, can we get rid of it? I was like, oh, you're taking your medication. I was like, yes, I've been taking this medication and that medication and that medication. It's not getting rid of the abscess. Oh, but you know, fucking excuse. It's an abscess.
Yeah.
Antibiotics don't touch it because it's on the skin.
Oh dear.
It needs to be surgically removed. And then I finally had an appointment with the surgery department back in February, I think.
Yeah.
February, March. And the surgeon who I saw was under the impression that he was giving me a skin graft, and I went, no, it's a fucking abscess! Drain it!
Can help.
I'm putting a fucking skin graft over the top is just going to compound the problem. If I come back, I'm going to come back in less than a week with a fucking abscess the size of a bowling ball under my arm.
Oh, jeez.
You know, it's not that big.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
But trust me, I wouldn't be able to paint if it was.
I am making a decision, and I don't know if it's going to be correct, but I'm doing it.
Oh, what are you doing?
This glyph on this guy's arm, I'm painting it white, and then I'm going to dry brush over it in blue, so that the crevices look white. Look glowing. That's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
Oh no! Look what I did with the fucking purple. Oh, you can't see it because it's zoomed in.
Oh yes, yeah. Is that have you just put that on?
No, I've only just noticed it. Is what's happened. I've only just noticed that. Oh, motherfuckers!
If you had just painted that on, wet your brush, like rinse it off, don't dry it, and then just paint until the paint goes away.
I think I'm gonna scrape it off with the sharp end. I think that's the only way to get rid of it. Right. Don't know what I'm gonna do about these cables. I don't know what I'm doing with them yet. I might just paint it gold. There's not really a lot of white on this model at the moment. And usually white is like a tertiary colour for me, so I think I'm gonna add a few white sections.
Well, you had too much white on that model already.
What, you don't like the idea of white at all?
Well, no, I thought that was what you were complaining about, is the fact you already had too much white.
No. Also, some red has mixed with this white now, and it is slightly pink.
Oh no.
Oh, that's not ideal, is it? I don't think it's mixed with the stuff on the palette, so I'm just going to wash the brush. Wash the brush.
I need a smaller brush and the shade that contrast I keep bloody closing.
Yes. I'm near the null oil stage, I think. Another section of black, and then maybe some gold. Then we should be good. Right, that's white. The bell end of the gun needs to go white. Just keeping it consistent with the rest of me models. And it really is a bell end, by the way. The gun has a bell end.
Right. Oh, it's like the fusion charge, isn't it?
Yeah, it has a bell end. There you go.
Ooh.
So it's going to go white. Just like all of my other models with the same sort of guns. And obviously, because it's white, it's going to have a few coats, but I'm just going to have a rough coat, and then I'll null oil over it, and then I'll highlight over it. It'll be great. It'll be gravy. Trust the process. It's worked with all of my models so far. Roughly. Okay, and I'm going to have that as well. This section will go white as well. Fucking love this. I tell you what, I played a game back in the day called Daemon Ex Machina. Have you ever heard of it?
Oh, well, Deus Ex Machina.
No, Daemon Ex Machina. Demon Ex Machina.
Oh, no.
It is. It was touted as a spiritual successor to Armored Core for PC before they were before they announced Armored Core 6. Yeah, it was. Oh, hang on, is it Armored Core 6 or is it Armored Core 7? I can't even remember what the latest Armored Core is.
6.
Yeah, Armored Core 6. Yeah, there you go. So before Armored Core 6 got announced, basically, I thought we as a whole, as a fan group, because you know, so the Armored Core community thought that FromSoft had abandoned the series essentially, and because to some extent they had. So Daemon Ex Machina came along, and it was supposed to be like a spiritual successor, but it was like anime style. It had such a fucking boss soundtrack. Like, oh my god, that soundtrack is insanely good. And it's currently playing one of the songs. It's really good. That's where the wet red is. There's a big blob of red there underneath this this plate. Where it is. Is there anywhere else where white might work? I'll tell you what, there definitely is, because there's a bit that's still left on the sprue that I need to attach the cock plate. I'm not going to attach it yet, because there's a fair bit that I want to paint behind where I'm putting it, so I'm going to leave it off for now. What did it do with the toes on the other mechs? Oh. Oh right, okay. The feet I did black feet with the brown toes, whereas this one I've got brown feet. I might have black toes. Like the same but different. Yeah, that'll work. Still don't know what I'm doing with these. These almost look like cables, but they also could be springs. You know what I mean? It's basically suspension for the arms. The
servos.
Yeah. They sort of. Yeah, they connect the body to the rings. I don't really know what to do with them. Because you can see there's like a hole in them, so it's supposed to be solid. So I think it's like a bit like a. Like, you know, like a, what's it called? The suspension in cars that's basically just a few sheets of metal.
No idea.
Bowstring, is it? Suspension? Anyway,
I don't know.
I think it's supposed to be something like that. I don't know. I don't know whether to make it gold, like the rest of the metal in the model. I think the face underneath needs to go white. I think that's one thing I'm definitely doing. Whilst I've got some white paint on the palette, I'm going to do that. And I think inside, in the visor, I'm going to make it blue, like the rest of the glowy bits on this model. That's sort of the natural colour of the tower, isn't it? That's the skin colour. Yeah, that's the right way to do it. And then I might have the top here, but white as well. That's good. It's just deciding where all the colours go that's the difficult bit.
Yeah, I'm going through that with this bloody backpack at the moment.
Yeah. I need to basically get all of the colours where I want them. They don't have to be neat or anything. They have to be sort of basic, and then null over it, and then tidy it up then. Yeah, sounds good. So another coat on there just to make it look a bit flatter. Okay, that paint is now starting to get lumpy, so I'm gonna get rid. How long have we been going? We're going nearly 3 hours.
Yeah.
Are you still happy to carry on? Or are you thinking about wrapping up soon? Yeah.
Yeah, wrapping up.
Alright then.
We get this Sandry down on this, whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah. Right, I've got some black to paint whilst you're doing that. Need a fair amount of water there. Okay, there you go, that's loose enough. There's a solid bit in there, let's just get rid of that. That solid bit. Right, there we go. Might be a bit too watery. Basically fixing my mistake before, you know, when I had the legs all wrong and I stripped basically all of the paint on the joint.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because I couldn't get it fixed, so I'm gonna have to paint over that now. And to be honest, the joint's the worst bit because you have to get right in between the plates without painting the plates.
That's why I started sub-assembling my guard.
Yeah.
To get into all the nooks and crannies. Because guard models are a bit notorious for being a bit... because they're so small.
Yeah.
It's really hard to get into the nooks and crannies, like, around their chest plate if you've given them their weapon choices.
Yeah.
So it's why I started sub-assembling them. So I'd paint everything except... well, I paint everything.
Yeah.
Or assemble head, legs, torso. And torsos frequently come with backpacks on the back anyway. So then I just paint the main body and then go from there.
What's the way to do it?
Yeah. Oh, I need to put this down. So,
I'm gonna regret sticking all of my fire warriors together 100%.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna have to paint them. And now they're all stuck together. It's too late to sub-assembly or sprue paint or nothing. It's too late for that shit. Right, there we go. Lovely stuff. Gonna get these toes done without painting any of the rock underneath. I think the next thing I do, once I've done the Fire Warriors, I think I might start basing some models. So I've never actually based any models, so...
If you want it all done in one go without having to fuck house around with glue and like rocks and whatnot, just get some texture paints.
Could do. Oh my god, I am so out of focus right now. There we go. Camera just decided to focus on something really weird. Doesn't even exist. Right. Paint that bit there. That's going black. Basically just painting by numbers at this point. Just going, this bit is black, this bit is black. I'll tidy it later. Not a problem. This black paint has officially 100% solidified now. Need to wash this brush before it dies. Right. So, have you finished your thing?
I haven't finished it, but I've got a really, really fiddly backpack to do.
Yeah. All right. So we'll continue these next week. I'm pretty sure this guy is going to get done pretty quickly next week. The main thing is going to be waiting for him to dry the Norn. So I've got a feeling I'm going to prime the Fire Warriors so I can get on with one of them next week, whilst this guy's being nulled into a false sense of security. Right. So, would you like to show the ladies and gentlemen what you have painted today? I will get the big camera on, and then we'll go through the Discord. See what people have posted.
This is what I mean by I was at that awkward point where I need to do the metallic. Well, I'm at the point where I can do the metallics now.
Yeah.
This is both for the arm, the main body of the model, which is this.
Yeah.
And the arms, because they're all done. But I need to finish the backpack before I can do that, because there's metal on the backpack as well.
Yeah.
I always like to leave the metallics until last, because then you don't get little sparkly bits and other paints.
No. Yeah.
So yeah, I was getting there. That's good progress for considering I started from nothing.
100%. All right. What have I done? I've painted this fella. He's got his trees all fancy and painted there. Some blue, some purple. He's now got his ribbons are all painted in red. I've sort of claimed where the paints are going. It's not particularly tidy. I don't mind the red now, to be honest. The little red bits. I think now that it's on the model, it looks okay. I'm going to make the little nubs on the feet, on the side of the feet. I'm going to make them either gold or red. I'm thinking red now, just keep it consistent. Like the little metally bits, like little blob there. That's going to be gold. Yeah, it's all good. I'm still not sure what I'm going to do with the things attaching the arms to the body. I think I'll have a think on that at some point. But yeah, good progress made today, I think. Apart from that splodge of purple on the sword, that needs to be sorted.
Yeah,
that's kind of annoying. I could paint it red so it looks like blood. Right.
I've seen people use some really interesting techniques by using like a hot glue gun.
Yeah. My friend who's got a 3D printer, he's been using some of that stuff. I think he actually got some actual texture paint that was that does the same sort of deal. Yeah. So right, I'm going to put the Discord on Cornish's stream so you can see himself over and over and over again. Right, there we go, and we'll have a little look at the Discord. So, exit full screen here, and let's go and see what people have posted in Paint Club. So, Badger's put something in here. He's been doing some benches, some Dark Eldar. Nice. Nice. Those models are not big. I really like the work he's got on that ruin. It looks the stain he's got on there, really nice. Booty, cheeks. There you go. A lot of people make these, the little raised roundy bits. A lot of people make them accents, but he's gone with the flat color, which I think looks nice. Yeah, nice. We have the brightest Tyranids I've ever seen in my life posted in here.
Do you know what they remind me of?
What do they remind you of?
Like late 80s, early 90s Hasbro toys.
Okay. I was going to say they remind me of the toys you used to get that were like knockoff, like knockoff monsters or something. You used to get in, in McDonald's and stuff, or in the Poundlands where you got cores, the corpse, and you got not Action Man, but like Motion Dude or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, nice though. very, very nicely painted. I like the shading that they've got going on, but that is way too bright for me.
I think the undercoat of white, it looks almost like they're using speed paints.
Yeah. It does, doesn't it? In fact, there you go. Look, speed paint in the background.
Yeah, there you go. I hadn't actually seen them in the back. I just made a guess.
Right. Yes. Monkey King has put this in the Discord. Something he's built that I would 100% sub-assembly that, because oh my god, getting in those nooks and crannies is going to be a nightmare for him when he paints that.
Yeah.
Holy shit. But it's an impressive fucking model, that. That's a big boy. Absolute chaos. It's going to be amazing when he's finished it. Badger has done some chaos. Chaos! Is that an autocannon? I think that is an autocannon, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
It is an autocannon. Just
Chaos.
stick a bayonet on it for reasons.
Yeah, chaos autocannon. Nice. I love the chevrons there. That's nice. That's good work
It's
there.
freehand as well.
Yeah, freehand chevrons. Rocket launch A. Nice. Hang on, I'm just going to have a look at that. Oh, the corroded wiring's nicely done. Ooh,
Yeah, that's pretty dope.
very nice. More chevrons. Oh, he was just holding a rocket. Like he's going to chuck it at someone. But there's the whole squad. Lovely work, Badger. Lovely work. What else have we got? Oh, Monkey King, as who's renamed himself Alt Monkey in the Discord, built this big boy. Another thing that's going to be a nightmare to paint now he's built it.
Yeah, but there's a lot of big flat surfaces in that, isn't there?
Yeah,
Too
yeah.
many nooks and crannies.
I want to see whether I want to see that when it's finished. That'd be really interesting. How far back did we go? I think we've still got a bit to go. More of these. The same with what we've seen. Badger building his banshees there.
The 7th, it was our last stream.
Yeah. So we've not got long to go. There's Monkey King building
Titus.
a marine. Titus or Titus.
That is Lieutenant Titus from Space Marine.
Oh yes. There's Snoo doing a fantastic orky boy. Why have one gun when you can have two? More shooters, more Dakar. And this is last week. That was me photo about an hour after the stream ended, showing yes, I have stuck all of these antennas and stuff on. These models are complete. Yes.
I don't remember the antennas of the helmets being separate.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they're a bitch to glue on. By the way, they are such a bitch.
Yeah, I can imagine they are. Jesus.
Oh man. And that's where we got to last week. So you can see the difference between that model and what it is now. Lovely stuff.
Yeah.
And there's your bomb. Pass un bomb. There you go.
Not a bomb, according to Google Translate.
Yeah, it's definitely not a bomb. Definitely not a bomb. But that's us. We're up to date. Lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Cornish.
Yeah, no worries. I'll probably end up finishing that Kriegsman actually before next stream.
Nice.
Which means you get to see the internal pain and suffering that I've inflicted on myself by painting the cavalry.
All right.
Have a
Nice.
next thing.
All right. Well, same again next week, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fantastic. Right. Thanks very much, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Right. That's us. So, you lovely lot. I think it's safe to say that Paint Club has been successful. Where's the end screen? There it is. Haha. So, thank you very much, everyone, for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for the. I've got a list today. Nice. Thank you to Linowella for the follow. Thank you so much to Cody is Chaos for the follow. Thank you to Linowella for the raid, big raid before. Thank you very much anyone who's stuck with us or is lurking in the background. Thank you for every view counts. Thank you so much. Thank you to Niall for the biddies. Thank you very much for the continued support. Absolutely appreciated. Right, we're going to be streaming tomorrow at some point. I don't know what we're going to be streaming. Let's see what we think, what we feel like. It might be Gran Turismo. Anyway, have yourselves a fantastic evening, everyone, and we'll see you next time. Ta-ra.